Hello, my name's Martha. This is my problem. The thing is that because of my physiology, I become dangerous to society on some days, almost like those werewolves. Of course, I don't turn into them. It all started a long time ago when I was 15. First, there were the terrible teen years, when I rocked all my family, rebelled and tried to leave home for the slightest remark from my mom. And then came them, menstruations. But my parents, who already survived my puberty, faced another problem. I don't know what kind of things happen in my head every month, but I'm really dangerous to society on these days. I'm not all honey. I'm a tough one for communication. It's hard for me to get along with others. And I only have one friend. She's used to my behavior and looks at what I do, not what I say. And on these days, everything gets much worse. Hysteria and mood swings. I shed floods of tears and then start laughing at something silly. My mom always says she only imagines what I'll be like during pregnancy. I'll probably kill anyone who gets in my way. Of course, we went to doctors, even to a psychiatrist. But they all said it happens. We only hoped that as I grew older, the hormones would calm down, so I won't have such a terrible storm that feels like I'm twisting in a frying pan. But now I'm 19, and we're still waiting for this. But you know, when other girls are afraid to find out their periods came somewhere in a crowded place, I don't have such a problem. I know exactly when that time will be, and to stock up on hygiene products, because my transformation begins exactly in one day. At such moments, wherever I am, I pick up an alarming case and go to my mom at once. Because, used to all the years of her life with me, she knows what to do. She always has boxes of paper handkerchiefs, chocolate bars, and all kinds of melodramas. Because when I cry over another silly story, I'm peaceful enough. Just in case, she can always give me some Irish coffee, if you know what I'm talking about, and then put me to bed. Fortunately, I only weigh 100 pounds, so Dad can still carry me. Well, and for so many years, everyone, including my teachers, have gotten used to my absences, so they don't ask questions. I even have an official certificate that shows that during such periods, I'm incapacitated and should be monitored, so I don't have to make up the missed classes. But I'm already 19, and my hormones are all the same. Anyway, the biggest problem wasn't college, but my boyfriend. While we were just dating, everything was okay. But when he offered to move in together, I really loved him and I really wanted it, but I didn't know how to tell him about my little surprise. And for the first, second, even third time, I simply said I had a tradition, going back home for 5 days every month and spending time with my family. At first, he didn't check what was happening to me there. We were opening new things in each other step by step, and we paid halvesies for our one-room apartment. So, my going back home was even a joy for us both. 5 days of being alone, thoughts and putting them in order without someone's curious face. You see, love is love, but you need some privacy sometimes. But 6 months later, Anthony started asking questions. We lived together and planned to get married, so at least we should go to my parents together, if I couldn't part with them for a long time. Everything sounded logical, but I didn't even imagine how I would show him my state. As a result, he accused me of two-timing him. Anthony told me going home to my parents isn't to be hidden from the person you plan to introduce to the family. I tried to laugh it off. I even blurted that I was just a werewolf and turned into a creepy beast in the full moon. He kind of laughed too, but as it turned out, he decided to check where and why I was leaving all the time. He believed it, yeah. Once again, I gathered my things and left for my mom. There, it happened to me almost at once, and my mom rushed to involve me in some harmless thing. She turned on the TV with films non-stop and got the stock of food for me: cookies, chocolate bars, handkerchiefs, and a huge can of ice cream. And I plunged into the world of endless bipolar disorder. And then there was Anthony. He appeared right on the doorstep. Mom decided that he knew everything, so she let him in. Though she asked how he was going to communicate with me in such a state. He only shrugged his shoulders and went to check if I was spending time with another lover. Well, when he saw me, in crumbs and stains from food, snot, tears, and at the same time with a loud laughter over the whole room, he was scared, of course, especially when I growled at him and cried again, holding the can of ice cream tight. No, we didn't split up. We talked later when I became better, and he promised to try to help me, so I wouldn't have to go to my mom all the time. Mom also needs some rest from her inadequate daughter. They even chatted later. My mom shared her experience. Well, his first reaction when I got back was the phrase, "It would be better if you really were a werewolf." That's how we call this period now. That's my story, folks. What's the moral? Don't hide anything from your loved ones about what's happening to you. Write in the comments what terrible secrets you hid from them. And remember, your relatives will always bear everything you do and help you as much as possible.